Several students accused of dealing drugs had their arraignment in court today. NAZ Today was inside the courtroom to get the latest on the case.
2 men are in jail after tampering with a dead body in central Flagstaff.
At this point, the word is out that the Red Cross needs help.
Relief efforts are in effect after Typhoon Haiyan swamps the Philippines.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Jan Petrie.
And I'm student anchor Elizabeth Ball. Thanks for joining us.
It's a story you usually hear about in big cities, not in Flagstaff.
But some Flagstaff college students are in jail after being charged with dealing methamphetamines and Molly. Molly is a very dangerous and strong form of ecstasy.
NAZ Today's Imani Payne went to court today to find out the latest on the case.
A year-long investigation carried out by Flagstaff Police Department, Northern Arizona Street Crimes Task Force, and the FBI resulted in the arrest of 5 high-profile drug distributors in Flagstaff. Today they all met right here at Coconino County Superior Courthouse, where they will have their charges read and give their official plea. Jeffrey Brogger, Jonathan Briscoe, Seth Perkins, Sean Burke, and Dakota Schatz were all present and pled not guilty to all charges brought before them at the courthouse today. During the drug bust, task force agents seized more than 5 ounces of cocaine, numerous items of drug paraphernalia, and a small amount of marijuana and MDMA, as well as more than $5,000 in cash. The duo's next-door neighbors walk us through what they witnessed as the arrests were being made that night.
I was actually coming down the stairs right here, and the SWAT team came up, and they actually came to our door, and then they were kind of like, oh crap, we're at the wrong room, and so then they went back down, and they came back up, and they knocked, and I think they said, we have a warrant, and then they just like broke the door down kind of, and yeah, then they just kind of brought the guys out in handcuffs, and they sat them down that line.
They're taking out I know that I saw them taking out like a huge safe. They were trying to lug it away because it was really giant.
The arrest shocked the neighbors who had nothing but positive things to say about the suspects.
He was nice to everybody he met, just real friendly guy. He seemed like a great guy.
To see like a good friend of yours like walking away in handcuffs is kind of shocking.
As the case further developed, we learned that a 6th suspect had been found and brought up on charges. NAU student Sarah Schutte also appeared in the courthouse today, facing charges of conspiracy to sell and possession. Schutte shockingly also pled not guilty, although the DEA found a package of ecstasy sent to her from Seth Perkins worth more than $60,000 in street value at her home when searched. For NAZ Today, I'm Imani Payne.
Imagine finding a body on your morning walk. A Flagstaff woman was on a morning stroll off Harold Ranch Road near Little America when she discovered a woman's body lying on the ground. After contacting the police, they arrived on the scene, only to find the body had been moved.
We're obviously waiting on medical examiners, some more information in the case to determine the cause of death, but most likely it's a drug overdose, and 2 people have been arrested for moving the deceased person.
The 2 men arrested are Joseph Cachel and Gary Wangler of Flagstaff. They are charged with abandonment and concealment of a dead body. Both remain in Coconino County Jail on a $25,000 bond. The case remains under investigation.
Football team traveled to Phoenix in hopes of winning a game, or perhaps the goal was putting several touchdowns on the scoreboard.
Unfortunately, during the 4th quarter, a potential scoring play turned tragic. One Hopi young man went down and will never get up again.
Joining us now, NAZ Today sports reporter Kaylee Emery. Kaylee, is there any possibility this tragedy could have been avoided?
Well, guys, that remains to be seen. The AIA is reviewing what happened before, during, and after the game. It's unsure whether law enforcement will get involved or not. This is how it went down. Charles Uvella, Hopi High's senior captain, running back, and defensive back, suffered major head trauma on Saturday night against Arizona Lutheran Academy. There was nothing wrong with any of the equipment, along with no prior history of concussions from Charles. What happened was, after catching a pass with about 7 minutes left, he was hit too hard, collapsing on the field. He was taken to St. Joseph's Medical Center in Phoenix while being treated by paramedics. Things unfortunately took a turn for the worst as Charles passed away last night at St. Joseph's. A public memorial service is being held at Hopi Junior Senior High Auditorium at Kings Canyon tonight at 7 p.m. A fund to help support Uvella's family has been established at the Bank of America. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Uvella family.
As a result of Typhoon Haiyan, hundreds of thousands of people are dealing with little food, dirty water, minimal medical care, and waiting for these basic needs to be answered.
NAZ Today's Kyle Benedict joins us now to tell us how northern Arizona is helping in relief efforts. Kyle, what a devastating situation over in the Philippines.
Yeah, devastating is just one of the many words that you can use to describe the destruction this storm left behind. The estimated death toll continues to change, and that's because there's very little communication going in and coming out of the Philippines. One thing that is certain is it may take years for this country to recover.
There's a shortage of food, tents, everything. Everything's gone. So we need help.
The images of the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan paint a picture of destruction and devastation. Piles of rubble blanket the streets, seawater floods residential neighborhoods. All of this happened in the 4 days following the storm that tore through the Philippines, leaving thousands in desperate need for help. In northern Arizona, the Red Cross has mustered manpower and provisions to provide that support.
At this point, the Red Cross of the Philippines are active in there. They have called on us, and we immediately bring any help that we can. And when we bring help, we bring people who are well versed into dealing with disasters. But essentially, we're under the so-called sponsorship of the Filipino Red Cross.
The number of dead and missing continues to rise. Limited access and lack of communication hinder relief efforts. Local officials look to the public for help.
At this point, the word is out that the Red Cross needs help to help these people. We're doing the best we can in the American Red Cross. We're asking for our people, the residents of this good country of ours, to help the Red Cross.
Red Cross officials hope the public will respond generously as they have in the past when disaster strikes. For NAZ Today, I'm Kyle Benedict.
Yeah, I'm sure those images just cannot do it justice, the actual tragedy that did occur there. And us here at NAZ Today, we want to do our part to help those who are suffering. So we'll be raising money for the Grand Canyon chapter of the American Red Cross, and we'll reach out to local business leaders, NAU students, and others to help raise money for medicine, food, and any other things that those who are affected need.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for all of us to reach out and help others. Well, we've got more coming up. Stay with us. Find out how a unique local company improves Flagstaff's economy.
And Coconino Humane Association is gearing up for the holidays with dogs like Margaret who are looking for a home. Stay with us.
Good evening, folks. I'm meteorologist Lee Bourne. Some thick high cloud cover rolling through out there today. We started off on this satellite. If we can get back to that. Here we go. Here we are in Arizona, and here's these clouds streaming in off the Pacific, and actually some green showing up as well, which is the precipitation, but none of that is reaching the ground. All this cloud cover is mainly high and mid-level clouds. They're going to continue to stream through overnight, and despite the cloud cover out there today, we managed to see some record high temperatures across the state. We have big changes in the forecast. A pattern change is due this weekend. Possibility of precipitation. We're going to talk about it coming right up.
26 over.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. But before we make room for the 2014 Cadillacs, we've still got a huge selection of brand new 2013s to choose from. Models like the powerful CTS, the ATS voted 2013 Car of the Year, the popular SRX crossover, and Cadillac's crown jewel, the Escalade. You can always count on our same relaxed, no pressure environment. Terry Marks and Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Welcome back. Flagstaff-based medical device manufacturer W.L. Gore creates high-tech body parts and has a positive effect on the Flagstaff economy. The company is one of Flagstaff's leading employers in our community, perhaps best known for producing GORE-TEX fabrics. The division in Flagstaff is different, although there is not a lot known as to exactly what the company does. Associate Vice President of Economic Development Rick Bowen gives us a bit more information about this Fortune 100 company.
Is because they're here and they have all this very sophisticated workforce working for them, and they're in the biomedical or in the bioscience sector. They also attract other companies who provide service to Gore, but they also allow our region, meaning Flagstaff and Greater Flagstaff, to really excel in the biosciences.
W.L. Gore has been in Flagstaff for 45 years. The manufacturing company continues to expand both its employee base and the number of products they produce.
Summer might be the peak of fire season, but just because the weather is cooling does not mean that forest fires aren't threatening to our northern Arizona pines. NAZ Today, Sierra Ferguson met up with the Coconino County Forest Fuel Manager to talk about the smoke we might see on the horizon.
Maybe you've heard of fighting fire with fire. Well, that's exactly what the Coconino National Forest managers are doing. Here to tell us more about how our national forests are being managed is Vic Morfin, who works with the Coconino National Forest. Now, I'm wondering if you could tell us about the controlled burns that are starting today near the Flagstaff area.
Sure thing. We are in prescribed fire mode right now, and we're burning all around Flagstaff, generally to the south and the west, but really all around town we have projects. Over towards the ski area, we have a project called Fort Valley, and then as you go south and west, we have Woody and A1 Mountain, Mountain Air Kachina, and Lake Mary Road are kind of the main areas we're operating.
Cool. And where can people in the community expect to see smoke?
Generally to the south and the west, but we do have projects to the east, so really 360 degrees. It depends on the weather and which way the wind is blowing, because we want to keep the smoke out of town as best we can.
Definitely. So what do you do as fire managers to keep the smoke out of town?
We work real closely with the National Weather Service. We're looking at the forecast to see which way the wind's going to blow, how well it's going to ventilate, and generally speaking, as the wind blows from one direction, we are on the opposite end of town trying to push that smoke away from town. And we just talk with them daily and try to get the best idea we can about the weather that's coming, and we work with that.
Very good. So there's a lot of cooperation there. That's awesome. And so now starting a fire in the forest to prevent forest fires can seem kind of counterintuitive at times. So I'm wondering if you could sort of touch on the importance of prescribed burns in our forests.
You bet. Having fire in the ecosystem is extremely important. The birds and animals, the biota that is here evolved with fire for hundreds of years, long before humans. And they need fire to stay healthy, to regenerate the forest, to keep the fuel loads down so that when we have fires during fire season, they're more manageable.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much again for joining us, Mr. Morfin. And for NAZ Today, I'm Sierra Ferguson.
Thank you.
For more information on prescribed burns in the Coconino County National Forest, visit our website, naztoday.com.
As winter approaches, many people look forward to making a dog the newest addition to their family. And while most prefer puppies, Adam Collado explains how the best dog to take home this holiday season is a dog with a little more experience.
Most of them come house trained already. A lot of times they're well acclimated to other dogs. They play gentler. than a puppy would. They're better around younger children most of the time. They don't really jump on little kids as often as a puppy would. And they relax and like to cuddle a lot more than a puppy.
The Coconino Humane Association is just one of numerous adoption centers in northern Arizona that have dogs waiting to make your house into their forever home. A mixed autumn day, gray skies and sunshine, but is there snow in the forecast? Meteorologist Lee Bourne will let us know what to expect this week.
The NAU women's basketball team were painting the court on Sunday. Find out more coming up.
Modern Grove Neighborhood Eatery and Market defines the heartbeat of our local community by bringing together the food and families that call it home. Modern Grove, located on South Milton Road, open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come enjoy the aroma and taste of our homemade bread, pizzas, and much more. Sit outside on our patio for a relaxing afternoon beverage.
Keep up with NAZ Today by adding us on Facebook, following our Twitter account @NAZ Today, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Stay connected with us no matter where you are.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
All right, it's hardly felt like November around here for the past week or so. Not hearing a lot of complaining. Our high temperature today, 61 degrees. We've been hanging right around the 60-degree mark here in Flagstaff under this dome of high pressure that I just mentioned. Been around here a while. Our average 52 for this time of year. So 10 degrees above average. 27 was our early morning low with that cloud cover moving in and keeping us a little bit insulated. Haven't had any precipitation around here in a while, so it's for the water year since September 1. Starting to fall a little bit behind, but we have a little relief possibly in the forecast. Today's highs across the state, everybody right around 10 degrees above average. It was 73 in Sedona, 73 also in Payson, 92 degrees in Phoenix. That was a record high for the state, beating the previous record set back in 1999 of 89 degrees. It was also 92 in Yuma, which was a record as well. It was 62 at the Canyon, Page, 64 degrees. All right, I showed you this just a little bit earlier. I want to show you this high cloud cover moving in, and that's all it is. And we'll continue with that throughout the night tonight, which will make our overnight lows pretty mild. The backside of this moves through the Flagstaff region right around sunrise. We're in for another big sunny, beautiful day out there tomorrow. Currently outside, most folks see it's partly to mostly cloudy skies. It's 63 in Payson, 63 in Prescott. Currently it's 47 right now in Flagstaff. And notice all the very mild temperatures currently across the western United States, because this is where the high pressure is. Now, total different story. You get into the Midwest and even into the deep south, cold air filtering in. It's 34 right now in Louisville, 37 in Atlanta. And this is where the storm track is, as it usually goes. If there's a trough of low pressure along the east, there's a ridge of high pressure in the west. And this trough of high pressure has brought much of the Midwest over the weekend, the Great Lakes region, Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, their first real snow of the season. Not much, just an inch or so. And right now the storm system's moving in the mid-Atlantic, maybe a little snow in the nation's capital, already moving off the New England seaboard, but yet very chilly air cooped up along the middle of the country, while it's a total different story out west. Tomorrow's temperatures continued mild through a good western half of the country, and then here's all this cold air, and it's going to be 40s all the way even into portions of the deep south. So it's a pretty good winter blast of air for them. Okay, for us, it's still high pressure all the way out into the Pacific for the next couple of days. Mild into Thursday. High pressure breaks down come Friday. A cold front looks like it's going to go over the top of this high pressure, drop down the California coast. Cold front moves through Friday night. Another secondary cold front on Sunday. Sunday, chance of precipitation all weekend. Models have been varying all over the place on how to deal with this. One thing for sure, much colder, chances of precipitation getting into the weekend. 27 degrees for us overnight tonight, clearing by sunrise with the cloud cover. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny day. Still temperatures way above normal. Forecasting 59 for us here in Flagstaff. Okay, statewide forecast temperatures, 74 in Sedona, 69 in Prescott, 67 Payson. Also notice your overnight lows are very mild due to the cloud cover out there tonight, keeping us a little bit warmer. Thursday, still mild, but partly cloudy. Wind picks up Friday, cooler. And chances of precipitation kick in over the weekend, I think particularly Saturday into Sunday.
Chance of snow, I like that.
Me
Thanks,
too.
Lee.
Starting to feel a little more proper around here.
And Kaylee, you have some exciting news about Flagstaff volleyball?
Yeah, I'll tell you all about it coming up.
I was an ordinary guy, but I switched to Suddenlink's new internet, and now it can't stop being awesome, because it's the fastest in town. Downloads, uploads, any kind of load, everything just flows at speeds 13 times faster than phone company DSL. Even when the whole family is online, there's no buffering. With DSL, we were suffering. Yep, anything the phone company can do, I can do faster. Now that I have the next big thing from Suddenlink, now that I have a house full of easy.
Be sure to tune in to NAZ Today every Wednesday at 6 and 10 p.m. for the NAZ Today Car Tip of the Week. This week brought to you by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, located on Highway 66.
Snoring can be more than a mild annoyance. It could be a sign of a much deeper problem with your sleep pattern. If you suffer from sleep disturbances, trust the Mountain Heart Sleep Center in Flagstaff for effective treatment. With a full-time staff led by Dr. Stephen Marks, your corrective care is immediate with no need for a referral. And they're the #1 accredited sleep center in northern Arizona. Mountain Heart Sleep Center, for a good night's rest.
Last year, the Flagstaff girls volleyball team had an amazing season on the court, and with a lot of those returning seniors this year, they were hoping for back-to-back wins. In Glendale on Saturday, the Flag girls won their second volleyball championship game in a row. With Courtney Leffel having 24 kills and Randy Powers with 23 kills, they beat Cactus 3-2. With a long break ahead of them, they will start gearing up for another season next fall. And over at NPA, the Lady Spartans made it to the quarterfinal round in the state championships, but did not come home with a championship game win. The Spartans lost to Thatcher High 3-0 on Friday. Keeping it on the court, the NAU women's volleyball team traveled over to Portland to face the Portland State Vikings. Playing without sophomore Janae Vanderplug, the Lady Jacks lost 3-1. Addie Lofstedt led the Jacks with 13 kills as Jensen Barton led with 14 digs. The Lady Jacks have a 17-8 overall with an 11-5 conference record and get ready to host Montana on Thursday. As women seem to be the dominant theme for today in sports, the NAU women's basketball team hosted Hawaii in the Roll Activity Center for their first game of the season on Sunday. These women played a close game, losing 74-66. Senior guard Amanda Frost was 8 for 18, making all 4 of the free throws. The Lady Jacks ended the game with 37 rebounds and were 25 for 56 from the field.
We did some really nice things. We obviously have a lot of stuff we still need to work on. I thought we got some good things offensively, but I don't think we played very well on the defensive end.
With a long break ahead of them, these women will be working on their shooting and their defense. And staying on the paint, the NAU men's basketball team had a busy weekend themselves in the big state of Texas. On Saturday, they faced the University of Texas San Antonio and took a win 74-63. Chris Yonku was 6 for 6 in free throws as both Max Jacobson and Asim Dixon put 17 points on the board. And then yesterday, these men took on Texas Tech for a more difficult game. They lost 88-68 with Max Jacobson making 6 of 11 field goals for 15 points and snagging 7 rebounds for the Lumberjacks. The next game is this Friday at USC. And now for your Tuesday Hockey Minute. It was a busy weekend for the Ice Jacks both here in Flagstaff and on the road. Starting with the Division III team here in Flag, last Thursday the Ice Jacks hosted BYU, beating them 12-2. And then on Friday, when they started their two-game series against Colorado State, Colorado Springs, they beat them 6-3. Ryan Smith scored 2 goals for the Ice Jacks as Tyler Tischler, Trent Boyce, Chris Eads, and Alex Stewart all scored for the Ice Jacks, with goaltender Chris Snowden-Santee making 26 saves. And then on Saturday, these men took a huge win against UCCS, beating them 15-1. Joel Tomorrow put up 4 goals. Ryan Smith, Marcus Velasco, and Ryan Gaughan all put up 2 points. The rest of the points seemed to be put up by the entire rest of the team. And the D2 Ice Jacks, they didn't have as lucky of a weekend. On Friday, they lost to San Jose State 5-7. Saturday, they beat the University of Oregon 9-0. And then on Sunday, they lost to San Diego State 5-3. D2's next game is tonight at 9 o'clock at home, and so you guys should go down and check it out if you can.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. Something special is going on in Phoenix. Stay with us to find out what.
Okay, so put that on key.
NAU.
Be true blue NAU!
NAU!
Be true blue NAU. Now that's true blue NAU.
Be true blue NAU. Be true.
For over 20 years, and with more than 65,000 success stories, Coconino Community College is vital to your future.
I'm Gary Smith. I earned my basic detention officer certificate at CCC and worked at the county jail in Flagstaff. More recently, I enrolled in a welding class. This lifelong learner is proud to support CCC.
With your support, Coconino Community College will remain efficient, effective, and excellent.
All right, welcome back. Very tranquil weather continues through Thursday. Very pleasant temperatures. Friday, the wind picks up. Cold front on the approach. Cooler, windy, precipitation possible Saturday and Sunday. Starts off as a little rain the way it looks now. Turns into snow Saturday night and continues into Sunday.
A new exhibit promising discovery and surprise has opened at the Desert Botanical Garden in Phoenix. Vibrant glass works by artist Dale Chihuly line the garden trails through spring of 2014. Many credit the artist for revolutionizing the studio glass movement. Chihuly became famous for his installations around the world. More than 200 museums have Chihuly's pieces in their collections. The artist's long-running garden and glass exhibit opened at the Seattle Center in 2012. Just so beautiful, such beautiful work.
Those shots are gorgeous. And for anybody who's been to the Bellagio Hotel in their lobby.
That's all Chihuly.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
And I've seen his stuff up in Seattle, his museum, and I'm a big fan, and I'm going to go check that out.
I know. And I said Christmas time, they light it up and you can walk around it during night. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here tomorrow. Have a good evening.